Okay, good day guys. This is a recorded game that's been sent in from Lucas, and this is going to be a part of a two-part video series kind of a thing, where this game from Lucas was played approximately 2.5 months ago, and then in another video that will hopefully be uploaded pretty much immediately after this one, we'll see him playing again about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And we're basically just going to have a look at the things that he does differently in terms of just how he plays the game, like the small mistakes he makes. During that time, like I've helped him out a little bit. I've analyzed some recorded games and shown him how to do some stuff. And we're just going to see how effective just some basic tips like how to follow a build order and how to micro your villages effectively really helps out a player. Okay, so we're going to get into the game. I just will have a quick look at the things. Okay, so we've got Lucas in the red as Vikings playing versus Kafang in the blue Spanish. We're not really going to have a look at Kafang at all, other than the fact that his base is over here, and that he's the Spanish. Otherwise, we're just going to completely ignore him until he does something that involves Lucas in some way. Okay, so back to Lucas. His start is okay in the fact that he's built 3 houses, like that's not really a big issue, but he's killed 3 sheep already, and he's got 2 of them rotting at the same time. Now, he's got 3 sheep rotting. This is a massive waste of the precious food sources you have in the start of the game. Like, each sheep is worth 100 food, but they rot as soon as you kill it. I think it's something like 1 food every 3 seconds or something that just disappears. So, that's quite significant. And if you have a look at 6 villagers eating a sheep, they only gather about 85 to 88 food. Okay, so if you have 2 villagers on 3 sheep, then you're only going to get about 60 food or something from each sheep. So like that's a massive difference, and that can really, really affect your timings in terms of like aging up and how much food you have to make villages with. He's had a little bit of idle time, it seems, but it's mostly okay. He's got quite a few too many villagers on wood at the moment. He has 6 at this stage. Normally you wouldn't want more than 4 or so villagers at this point in time, especially for what we assume is going to be a fast castle, seeing as we're playing on arena. Because as we can see, look, he's already floating almost 400 wood at the 10-minute mark. And yes, that comes in handy since he's about to lay a mass of farms. But that's a problem though, because he hasn't taken his second boar, and he wasted about 2 sheep's worth of food due to rot. And now, this mining camp is, in my opinion, not the best thing. Like, some people will say it's okay to have your mining camp touching the gold and stone, but what this means is that you've got 2 facings there, which is the equivalent of 4 villages. Like, you can sit 2 villages on a gold mine like these 2 are here, who can't gather. And seeing as a gold mine has a lot of gold in it, it doesn't deplenish very quickly. Like, berries, it's okay, because there's only 125 food in it. So a single berry bush gets eaten in about a minute or 2. But 2 villages on a gold mine, they're going to be there for 5-6 minutes. So by the time you get to mid-castle age, that mining camp's going to start to become a problem, because you're going to have too many villagers walking too much of a distance. Now, we see he's doing a fast castle. It's not too horrible. He's on 25 pop. Normally, you'd go for closer to 26, 27, 28. But he's making it work. He's had quite a lot of idle time, though, for 23 plus 2 in ideal circumstances. Assuming you could get the food, you'd get to castle age at about 14, 15-ish. 14 minutes, 15 seconds. But that's not too bad. Now, he's building a town centre immediately. Looks like he's going for a boom. Definitely a good idea with the Vikings, as their economy is really strong. But this town centre is just horrendous. Like, there's no resources next to it. He lost a villager to a wolf. What was that? I don't know. He's lost a villager somewhere that I didn't notice. Let's just slow it down a little bit. Alright, so like these villagers, if they mine this gold, look, that's 1, 2, 3 tiles that they have to walk to drop off gold every time. And that adds up really quickly. Like, in the time those 3 villas are working, I reckon these 3 villagers are going to gather double the amount of gold. Just about. Like, I can't test that at all. This is just assumptions made from all my experience, I guess. But that's what I would say. Now, okay, so he's got his 2 TCs. And they're mostly working pretty well. You've got barracks archer, and you can quickly check what upgrades he's done, especially the economy upgrades. Wheelbarrow and handcart you get for free because you're the Vikings. He's done horse collar and double bit axe, which are definitely two key upgrades that you want to do as quickly as possible upon reaching feudal age, or if you're doing a fast castle after clicking up to the castle age. Gold mining isn't 100% necessary, but it's not a bad upgrade. But then you really want to get bowsaw as well. Now I'll drop back into the game and I'll briefly explain why that is. Like, both double bit axe and bowsaw are 20% faster wood choppers. Okay, so let's just say that you have 10 villagers on wood. Doing those two upgrades are worth an extra 2 villagers each. Well, bowsaw's a little bit more than 2 because you got 20% of... No, wait. No, yeah, sorry, it is. It is. Don't judge my maths. It's 2 extra villagers for each upgrade. And that's without adding more villagers there. So it saves you food, because you're not making villagers from your TCs. It saves you time, because those villagers can go do something else. And it just makes your economy work so much faster. And more effectively. Now, another thing, this is just a minor detail, but on Arena, generally you want to delete these walls in the back of your base that don't go anywhere. Like, especially for the stone mine, which again, he's built the mining camp touching the stone, which is a slight issue. But if you delete these tiles here, then you can get more villages around the stone. This chick here is not going to keep walking through the gate and being really annoying. So yeah, oh, villagers going forwards. Oh, and he's got no loom. And he's doing a castle drop. Okay. Alright, let's see. Oh, no, the no loomed villager versus wolves. Not good. Not good at all. Yeah, 24 minutes of the game is pretty late not to have done loom. Arena, it's okay to delay loom a little bit because, you know, you're surrounded by walls. There's nothing really that can attack you. But especially if you're going to send villagers forwards like this, you want to get loom. Like, it's just something you have to do. Ooh, that's smart. Using the scout to pick off the wolf before it can maybe potentially kill a villager. Hopefully... Oh, no. Oh. Ho ho ho. Lukas is just not having a good day with wolves. That's just frustratingly unlucky. But he is continuing with the castle drop with a single villager. A ballsy play if I've seen one. Let's quickly have a look at Kafang, see what he's doing. Oh, he's making quite a lot of knights. And doing the same thing with a sort of 2TC boom. So if he had any scouting whatsoever of this, he could come out and deny this with basically just a pikeman, to be honest. Oh, are those knights coming out? No, they're just repositioning. Never mind. So I guess this castle's probably going to go up, and there's another villager coming out to help out. I guess it is pretty hard work building a castle all by yourself. Okay, now he's housed again, and this is definitely a good idea. He's he's walling up this hole that he has chopped in the wood line, just to make sure that Kafang can't run in with any knights and attack him or do any damage to his economy due to a hole that he has over-chopped through the wood. Now, at this distance here, these villagers, they're walking about three or four tiles to drop off wood. That's about the best time to build a new lumber camp. Okay? Because if they're walking too far, then they spend more time walking than they do chopping wood, and it builds up little inefficiencies over time. Like, you build a new lumber camp about where these 3 villages are standing, and then they've all got to walk a lot less, and just much more efficient economy. Now, his resources aren't looking too bad at all. He's got 700 food, 700 gold, so he's going to be able to go imp pretty quickly. He's got 1200 food, which isn't too great. He could probably take some villages off wood and make some more farms, or put some more villages on gold or something. But I guess it's not too bad for a, I don't know, maybe a 1650-ish rated Steam player, which is, I'd guess, how his rating is just judging by this game. The castle's up. He's now got his building so he can go up to the castle age. Sorry, the imperial age. So I guess he's going to click up in a second, as soon as he gets the food. I guess. Okay, so, nope, he's doing something else. He's making berserks. Interesting. Well, I guess berserks aren't too bad of a unit. Like, they definitely work. But personally, I would have gone to Imperial Age first and then made the berserks. But I guess to each their own. And we have the second castle coming up. definitely going for the all-in wall in with castles, maybe. Probably another castle will come up over here, and then a fourth one around this way at some stage, just to completely block Kafang in. What else? Okay, well, he's got a market, which he used to get up to Castle Age, so he could sell wood right now to buy food and go up to Imp. I guess that's an option. But overall, I'd say this isn't too bad a play. Like, these villagers, they're walking a bit going through this gate, which does quite frustrate me a lot, just hearing that gate open every time. But it's working. Now, I guess the only significant issue is his pop. If you're doing this sort of a boom, like where you're actually booming, you would want 3 to 4 town centers. We've only got 2 here. And by the 30-minute mark, you would hope to have 90 to 100 pop. That's a basic guide. And we can see here he's only on 60 wood. Sorry, not 60 wood, 60 villages. And he's not very close to clicking up at all. He's got 2 castles, which are slightly threatening Kafang. Tiny bit denying this gold and some relics. And it looks like he's going to go collect the relics now, which is a good call. Especially in a 1v1s in arena, you want to get the relics as quickly as you can, because you can't trade with your allies because you don't have any. So relics are really your only source of gold when it gets to the extreme late game. And all of his food has disappeared again. It seems he's just made a lot of villages and done some ego upgrades. And he just could have been in so much earlier, and he's still floating a lot of wood. You don't want to float more than 1,000 of a resource in any stage of the game. If you have more than 1,000, then take villages off that resource and put them on something else. Sell the resource. Use it to make units. Just do something with it. Having almost 2k wood, especially when you're going for an army of berserks, which are food-heavy units. Like, the elite berserk tech, I think, is like 1,200 food, something like that, which is pretty significant. So he could spend that 2k wood, and he could make, like, 15 farms, which would really, really help him once he eventually gets to Imperial Age. And we'll just quickly have a look at how much the elite berserk tech is, actually. 1,300 food, yeah, see, like, it's not cheap. And then he's also going to want to get chieftains and berserker gang at some point. Because I think this is expansions? Yeah, so he's going to want to do those two. That's like, what, an extra 1,250 food. So he's going to need a lot of farmers. Probably need some more villages on gold, but he can always sell some wood if he has to. But yeah, not much is happening here. He's just still making some villages, making some berserks. And he's got a nice 3rd town centre, which is good. He's going to help his economy a little bit. But personally, I think it's a little bit too little too late. This is just another food drain on his economy. He just got rid of a lot of wood. I think he sold it. And I think he just... he lost his scout to a castle. That's unfortunate. But you can see this monk coming out. And seeing as he's going for all the relics... Yep, here we are. Yep, excellent. Sending out the berserk to pick off the monk. Because he wants all those relics. And there we are up to Imp. He could have done this 10 minutes ago, but that's okay. We are up to Imp now. Got lots of berserks. He's got the stone for another castle, which I assume we're going to build pretty soon. And it looks like he now has every relic? 4, 5 relics. Let's hope it's not Standard Victory. No, it's Conquest. That's okay. Ooh, Kafang is up to Imperial Age already. And that is a slight issue. He's got Conks and Knights, which is, I guess, a pretty standard Spain unit combo. I'm guessing there'll be some Trebs popping up in a minute. And he seems to have added in a 3rd town centre as well down here. So they're both actually playing really similarly. Like, they both were on 2 TCs for a while. They've both got 3rd TC. I think Kafang's got a slightly stronger army at this stage. Cavaliers and Conks. Specifically the Conks, because they're gunpowder versus infantry units. It generally doesn't go well for the infantry army. But here the castle advantage is going to be quite significant. Like, those castles, that's lots of arrows that are going to be fired at these Conks and Cavaliers as they run past. And also, having more castles means you can build more trebuchets. Oh god, that could have been horrible. Let me just pause that for a second, just to evaluate the situation here. Oh my god, why can't I go halfway in between? Okay, well, we can just see the trebs up here. And we know that they were able to attack this castle, well, the castle that used to be here. So building this castle right here is a horrible, horrible decision. If either of those trebs attacked this still building castle in the early stages when it was only at about 5% and only had about 400 health, they would instantly kill it and you would lose all 650 of your stone. And at that stage, those trebuchets were still standing, but they were attacking the trebs instead of this partially built castle. And if that castle had been flattened at 10% and lost all that stone just going to waste, that would be really, really unfortunate. Lucas's army, it's almost fully upgraded as well, which is definitely good. Let's just continue the game. So I would have built this castle back here if you really wanted it in that position, just because you don't want it to get trebbed down as soon as it gets built. I remember playing an Aztec War, I think it's on the channel somewhere, versus the Black Mamba, where I went for a forward castle drop and it got instantly killed by 3 mangonels. That was a horrible, horrible experience. I think I'll remember that forever. And here we have another really bad mining camp. Especially if these walls here, making it look like these villagers are going to walk from this stone mine. This one here, look, she's going to walk all the way around to drop off stone. And see, as you're this close to an enemy castle, that's really a dangerous idea. Because they're going to wander around. If those castles get some range upgrades, then they might start to get picked off. And that right there, that looks like a trebuchet ball that's just sort of bugged out in that stone wall. Oh, it's gone now. Oh, wow, that was rude. Just killing off that villager. Yeah, wow, he's spamming the Berserk. How's his economy going at home? He's still floating a shit ton of wood. He has 4,500 wood. And he actually doesn't have that many villages. Like, you could take half of those villages off, because the only wood units he's making are a handful of trebs, every now and then. So you could take all those villages off wood, make more farms, maybe buy stone for a 4th castle. Is there another stone somewhere? Yeah, you can come over here and mine this stone and get a 4th castle, just to get a really, really large mass of berserks. But it's going a little bit. And here we see the conks that just come in and they're just harassing the villagers a little bit. I think the only possible good thing about these villagers is that they're really close to the trebuchets to repair them. But, you know, you don't need to repair them. Look at how many berserks you have. And, okay, Blue, it looks like he's suiciding all of his villagers here. I think he's called the game. Just judging by the suicidal charge of his villagers. Here they all come. So yeah, so what we've seen there is Lukas has just kept Kafang into his base. Sort of trapped in this little corner. He's started taking the map, he got all the relics, so he has a little bit of the map control. And then he just built a shit ton of berserks and just won through pure numbers there. Blue's army was mildly stronger in terms of pure army composition, but there we saw just how effective numbers are in these sort of battles where you don't have a superior micro ability, where like with conks you could hit and run or something similar. And there we are, Kafang finishes off the slightly bad-mannered delete all your buildings and resign instead of just saying GG or anything, but there we are, there is Lucas's game. I'll quickly take a look at the stats. They're not really going to tell us anything that we don't already know. They are massive, massive KD ratio, they're 109 to 32. 52 army to almost 30, that's really, really significant. His economy is way ahead in all the key points, which is food and gold mostly. Wood's just a side effect of the booming, but the food and gold, especially for these army composition, are the important resources. Slightly faster imp, but Lucas was much faster the castle age, so he had a bit of a stronger economy. And then 5 relics with a whopping almost 2,500 extra gold, which is, that's about half of his extra gold compared to Kafang, which is definitely nothing to be sniffed at. Extra castles and slightly less villages, but look at that, he has 7 less villages, but he beat him on all of the important resources. So I guess we could say that Lucas had more efficient villagers working, maybe he got the eco upgrades faster. Well, to be fair, he was Viking, so he got wheelbarrow and handcart for free, which is definitely an important part of that. And we can see here that Lucas's vills spike quite a lot faster than Kafang's does. Like, look, just after he gets castle age, that second TC starts working, his village population just starts to boom up a little bit. and then just after imp we just see everything from blue just start to die. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed watching this. The second game, which is the new and improved Lukas, will be coming up shortly.